esports fan? Prove your knowledge and start winning cash on Alpha Draft Fantasy Esports. This year, we'll pay out over $5 million in prizes to over 50,000 esports fans every single week. To play, first select from hundreds of contests from the hottest esports. Then, choose your team of pros and watch their stats update in real time during games. Right now, we'll match every dollar you deposit up to $250. What are you waiting for? Redeem your deposit bonus and play Alpha Draft now.
All right, everybody, welcome to the RGN Rocket League Cup. I am your host, Bach, and we have the 1v1 bracket going tonight. It's going to be Lachinio versus Cougycougs, and it's going to be the face-off going to Lachinio. He's going to take a great shot on goal and catches Cougycougs off guard. So a very quick goal here in the first match of this evening's RGN Rocket League Cup. My co-caster for this evening is going to be Money B. Now, I've never casted this before. I think that you have, correct?
Yeah, I do have a little background in it.
Okay, so you feel probably a little bit more familiar than I, at least as a caster. But I'm a fan of the game. I'm not very good at it.
Sure.
But
Everybody's a fan. And honestly, the only appropriate start to this game has already happened. Both these competitors are very good, and right as I'm saying this, Lachinio goes ahead and scores that second goal. But both these guys are very good in what they do. Is that they're both very good at 1v1s, and honestly, it's no surprise to me that Lachinio is coming up early with these goals because honestly, he's a great player and his 1v1 stats are really there to prove it. So whether he can hold this lead or not is really the question to ask throughout the rest of the match.
he actually had a nice goal there. You couldn't really tell what he had done, but he kind of saw the opponent going in for the edge. Cougy's was going for like the kind of the bounce out, and he turns himself just a little bit sideways and goes for the barrel roll and ends up being able to knock it in. And the cool thing about 1v1 is it's a little bit more precise. Like 3v3s and stuff can sometimes get a little bit clunky. 1v1, it's like you make one mistake and it's a goal for your opponent. So I like watching 1v1 a little bit more, especially because I like watching players try to juke each other out. And that's actually something you don't see often in Rocket League, is the explosion. The reason why is if you screw that up, you could end up giving your opponent a huge edge by just going over him if he jumps or something like that. But that time it works for Lachinio, and he sets himself up for a nice little juke, popping that ball up over Cougycougs into the goal for the hat-trick.
Yeah, that was honestly a great play by Lachinio. It's very hard, especially in Rocket League, to control the dribble, especially on top of the car, where the basic point of view is extremely clouded, to say the least. So the fact that he could get in there and actually do that successfully is a really big testament to the kind of player he is. And it looks like he might be trying to maybe score this one as it's kind of like a neutralizer here, but Cougy is doing a good job getting back on defense now. Question is, can Cougy come back and try to even this out? A nice, decent shot on goal, but Lachinio is going to have to clear that out himself. Lachinio, an uncharacteristic miss there. This is an open goal for Cougs, but barely.
You got to capitalize on those.
Oh, agreed, yeah.
I mean, those are the situations that you basically count on in 1v1 is your opponent makes a big miss and it's a freebie. And Cougycougs had one there. He just couldn't capitalize, so ball's going to bounce back towards Lachinio's side, and he couldn't make the goal count either, so both players kind of missing huge opportunities, but with a 3-0 lead, Lachinio not really feeling it as much as his opponent. Ball's going to be sent back into the blue zone. Lachinio with a nice little pop center should be a fourth goal, and yes, it is. So the hat trick +1 going his way now, and this seems to be pretty one-sided thus far, just looking at the scoreboard. They've got 5 shots apiece, but the shots from Lachinio seem to be way closer and more spot on.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't want to take anything away here from Cougycougs. If you saw the last match, the 1v1 match that happened on last Monday, he did a phenomenal job on the 1v1. And honestly, this is just a matter of Lachinio just being the better player, honestly. And right as I say that, he scores another goal. And Cougycougs, honestly, he might be down this game, and we might be counted out already, but there's a lot of mistakes that have to be made in these next 5 games, honestly. So don't count him out just yet, folks.
Yeah, I mean, Lachinio's getting just great setups. A nice save, set that goal up, and then he just pops the ball up in the air and hits a nice cross-field aerial into the goal. And Cougycougs is playing okay, but right now, like you said, he's just kind of being outplayed. He's finally going to get it on the board here. It's going to be a 5-1. So he does manage to pull it off. You can see going for a little pop over Lachinio's head. So he does get on the scoreboard.
That was a great play. He managed to do a nice little cross to himself. It actually gets pretty difficult when it comes to crossing to yourself, especially with the angles that you sometimes have to deal with. But he does an effective job of getting it over Lachinio before he's able to respond and honestly get back into the goal to stop it. But as we're speaking, looks like Cougy might be now on the offensive. Lachinio trying to do his best to try to get this ball out, and he actually does successfully. So the question is, can Lachinio do a nice dribble bound? He does get the ball into the middle. Ooh, just barely. He does a nice little jump up. Now the ball's wide open in the net. The Cougy, though, getting in front of it and able to send it back down towards the orange side. Lachinio struggling to get back onto the goal. He does manage to stop it before Cougy can get a successful hit on it. It's up in the air now. This might be a challenge, but Lachinio's the only one going for it, so it will be successful clear by him. And now we see a kind of neutral standoff towards the mid zone. Not a bad shot from Lachinio. A great shot stop by Cougy. Oh man, these are extremely close.
Yeah, Lachinio, I mean, he had a really good opportunity there. He forced Cougycougs to go up in the air for that save, and he was kind of caught off guard by it, and then he came in for the re-hit, but he actually blocked it himself after he went to the goal after the shot, so it doesn't count. It's been a lot of really good setups from Lachinio, whereas the goal, I should say, from Cougycougs was more or less just Lachinio not really playing it as well as he probably could. But there's so much time in this game. You know, you saw how fast Lachinio got off to that early lead, so there's plenty of opportunities here for Cougy, and that's a big mistake right there that could set up a goal as Lachinio whiffs on the ball, but he's going to come in for the save anyway, gets bopped off of it, and there you go. An opportunity capitalized on by Cougycougs. And it's only 3 goals down now. I mean, 3 goals can happen very quickly in Rocket League.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And what makes 1v1 such a great competitive environment is all it takes is one mistake. It just takes one mistake by one player, and this can be a whole different ball game. Now, do I foresee Cougycougs doing the miraculous comeback, maybe starring his own movie of Rudy? I don't think so, but Lachinio, oh, well, hey, maybe. I don't know. You never know.
The double tap.
Right as I say that.
Okay, so he hit it for himself once and then hit it again, and he kind of baited Lachinio into thinking it might be a lower hit. And
that was a great hit. I didn't see the double tap, but that was great.
So by hitting that ball the second time, he pops it up, gives himself more air on the ball, and as a result, Lachinio's late pounce on it just isn't able to get in time. But look at this. I mean, and you can see the
great response.
I mean, just immediate.
Yeah, I mean, Lachinio stepped up. He foresaw some momentum heading towards Cougycougs' way, and he hits a really great aerial. Nothing Cougy can do. I'm assuming he might have been out of some boost there, and Cougycougs left hanging with Lachinio stepping up and trying to cancel out this game. No hope left, so we'll see what happens in this next 30 seconds left.
Cougy's going to try and go for the juke around Lachinio. He's got nothing to say about that one, though. 22 seconds left. Ball's going to bounce right towards center. It's another goal for Lachinio. It's starting to get out of control here. He's picked up 2 very quick goals, so he kind of relaxed a little bit. I maybe put it on cruise control as he saw the lead ballooning, and once Cougycougs put some goals on the board, he felt the need to go ahead and make something happen with the round. So you can see now Cougy kind of surrendering the game. It's just a 4-goal game with a few seconds left. It's going to be pretty much impossible to come back from this one. And now Lachinio just putting on a show.
Yeah, that was really great by him. That was a just off the wall classic aerial. The double hit right off the wall too. Like, you can't make this stuff up. Like, the amount of skill gap between the pros and kind of like, you know, the solo queue all-stars is actually quite significant. A lot of people say that it's really hard to tell, but if you just look at some of these aerials that some of these guys are performing, it's amazing.
Yeah, I suck at this game, so there is no chance you'll ever see this happen. You can ask J. Raw, who is the RGN staffer responsible for the entire tournament. I'm pretty much good for, like, if it's straight on and I set it up, I can sometimes hit it. But if I hit an aerial, I'm like, oh, look what I did. That's cool. The closest thing I can do is I can jump off the wall and I can hit the ball a little bit that way. But I'm pretty much terrible at this game.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm out joining the club, too, because, trust me, I'm not that good either. But just looking at these guys, it kind of gives you some motivation. Like, man, I want to be that good. And as we're saying it, Lachinio does nice little dribble hold over his head, but it will end the game. Score 9-3 for Lachinio. Putting on a clinic. I think looking back on it, I think what's going to be the big difference maker in this game, or in this best of 5, is really going to be who starts off hot. Who's going to get that first goal to set the momentum.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with the first face-off. It's a matter of giving yourself that advantage. So we'll see if it's going to be Lachinio again, who striked really quickly in the last game, got a great face-off victory, and just took a very early lead and just continued to pile him on. And then even after he let Cougycougs come back just a little bit and slip into the game, he says, "No, I've had enough." And based on what I saw in the last game, it was Lachinio with far superior aerial capabilities. It was basically like watching the Air Force fight the Navy. Lachinio was more than willing to go vertical for the ball, setting himself up multiple times with great pop-ups. Whereas Cougycougs was he was okay on the stops, but he had a little bit harder of a time setting himself up for the vertical hits. Not saying he can't, just in that game, that's what I saw.
Oh yeah, and honestly, I think a lot of it came down to just the very quick start from Lachinio. Honestly, Cougy had no time to respond to it, and right now we're going to see if this same type of pattern occurs this game, or if we're going to see maybe Cougy maybe rework his strategy a little bit and see if he can actually sit down and you know, kind of reevaluate and see if he can stop this. A great aerial from Lachinio, and kind of the same pattern we saw last time, right? I was saying it, can Cougycougs break the pattern? Lachinio goes ahead and does a backwards aerial right into the goal. This man is insane with the aerials. It's absolutely unbelievable.
And watching him play, it's almost like if you've ever watched the bots in this game, the bots are ridiculously unfair, and that was a huge mistake by Lachinio. As we praise this man, he misses on the face-off, goes through that early jump, and he just didn't land quite right.
Yeah,
but
just barely.
Either way, I mean, watching him fly through the air, it's kind of unreal. And when you watch Cougycougs, what he's kind of done is tried to set himself up for a decent center and go for the close goal, whereas Lachinio has no fear about setting up these long-range aerials that if he messes them up, he leaves himself incredibly vulnerable to his opponent. That's kind of why a lot of players in 1v1s won't necessarily go for those style of plays, because they know if they mess up the ball, if they overshoot, undershoot, whatever, they're giving their opponent a huge window to score. But it's just massive amounts of confidence from him to say, like, I'm not really worried. I can handle it.
Oh, agreed. And honestly, if you witnessed that last block by Cougycougs, that was a great block. He went up on the wall and he challenged it perfectly. He foresaw what was going to happen, and right as I'm saying this, he foresees the goal and he scores it up to take the lead. Cougycougs taking the lead over Lachinio. You can't say that very often, but he does do it. A great job from dribbling around Lachinio, making Lachinio kind of hustle back, get back on defense, and unable to really get a setup there to try to get back on defense, and Cougycougs pretty much just exported it. And now we're going to see if Lachinio can respond. There's a 2-1 lead right now for Cougycougs. How well does Lachinio respond under pressure with a one goal down lead, or 1 goal down loss right now? Cougycougs kind of looks like he's playing the patient game.
I expect Lachinio to play the same way he's been playing, which is just, very confident, popping the ball up, going for those aerial hits. He's going to miss a save here, so that's actually going to stretch that lead out to 3-1 for Cougycougs. And a pretty decent setup to the long range, not necessarily as fancy as what we've seen Lachinio do, but a goal is a goal, and it doesn't matter how you score. As long as it gets to the back of the net, it's going to count. Lachinio is going to set himself up with a great center here, and it's just a little too late on the reaction from Cougycougs, and just like that, 1 goal down is going to be Lachinio, and that was a quick strike. Again, I mean, when he needs to, he just scores the very fast goals. It's almost impossible to stop.
Oh, agreed. Honestly, if Cougycougs would have been able to score a goal or two more, we would have counted it right out. And Lachinio knows how to score those goals right when he needs it. And off the face-off, Cougycougs doing a great job winning that initial face-off to try to get that ball on the orange side. Right now it's sitting there. Lachinio doing his best to get the dribble on, and he does successfully get the dribble going. So will he be able to dribble around Cougycougs? Cougycougs almost assisting the goal for Lachinio, but now on the counterattack, he will be able to send the ball into the goal. A little back and forth action there, almost kind of hold your breath there. Almost seemed like Lachinio had the open goal, too easy for him, and Cougycougs doing a good job getting that ball out of the way, no matter how close it was, and getting that goal.
I mean, that was just a textbook example of what happens when the bounce doesn't go your way, and Lachinio looking to make up for it here with a fancy goal if he can get this in. And it's actually going to be an assist tap here.
Unlucky.
But I don't think it really mattered. He had to hit it, and it was really tough based on the position of the ball. Whether or not he was going to stop that, I don't really know. But yeah, it does put it at 4-3.
It did seem like a little mispositioned by Cougy, but it's to be expected with a double hit in the air.
So now the ball sent back into the orange zone. And you can see Lachinio's trying to make it out. Cougycougs gets juked, and that's going to be a tie score here. The long-range goal, just popping it right over Cougy's head. 4-4, that fast.
Oh yeah, that was a quick equalizer by Lachinio. He was able to successfully get that short but sweet dribble right over Cougycougs' head, and the second you get that dribble over the head of the opponent, it's pretty much all over there, unless you miss it just barely barely wide of the goal. So Lachinio really exploiting the fact that his dribble skills might be a little better than Lachinio's, or might be better than Cougycougs, but still Cougy staying in the game. And right now, 4-4 draw, you can't really. It's kind of hard to tell who's going to come out victorious on this one. It's a much closer game than the first one. And as I'm saying this, it seems like Lachinio might be on the counterattack right now. He gets a nice aerial. Nothing Cougy can do. Not set up in the goal. And just a perfect shot from him. Able to respond and take the lead. Now, this is what we're talking about from a veteran player on the 1v1 circuit. He's able to effectively get onto that aerial strike and hit it home to take the lead. This is classic veteran status right here.
Now, if I tried to do that, I think my thumbs would get tied in a knot.
Yeah.
I was a long-time console player. I played at a high level for competitive Halo 2. That was, many, many years ago. But I'm not afraid of the console or joysticks, but it's just not something that really I can do in this game. Maybe I'm just an old man and I just don't understand, but watching some of these guys, the way they coordinate through the air, it seems almost impossible to me. I mean, that was even too difficult for me to pull off.
Oh, yeah, and I'm right there with you. And honestly, Lachinio putting on really a clinic of ball control right now. Look at this, the patience he has and the timing to get that ball over the opponent before the opponent can even respond to it. It's remarkable. And this kind of separates the good players from the great players, is that ball control and the strategy that comes with 1v1. Because, like you mentioned earlier, the 1v1 circuit, totally different than the 3v3. It's all about strategy and ball control, and Lachinio is really showing that in this game too right now.
And it's also about one other thing, just boost control. We're constantly controlling, gabbling up the larger dots like it's Pac-Man. You want to make sure that your opponent does not have an even opportunity to get to those boost points. And so far, it's been Lachinio kind of controlling those. And you can see it here. He's going to get 2, actually, before destroying his opponent with an explosion. And now he's got an open goal. Cougycougs is going to have to come in from the right or from the left. And just doesn't make it happen. Lachinio's got to capitalize here, and there you go. So I think he was down, 3-1 at one point, then 4-2, and now it's 7-4 in his favor. And in like a minute and a half, he's done this as well.
Honestly, this is why I love Rocket League and why I love watching it. Just 1 second, like you stated, just a couple seemed like just a couple seconds ago, Lachinio was down a couple goals. Seemed like almost like Cougycougs had all the momentum, and there's really a lot of catching up to do for Lachinio. And now it seems like he's hot. He is very hot right now, and he's getting those necessary hits in order to get the ball down the field and into the net. And let's see, can Cougycougs respond to this? You got a minute left. Lachinio scored about 3 or 4 goals within a minute, so obviously anything's possible right now. And we might be seeing this as Cougycougs goes on the counter-attack. Lachinio doing his best to clear that ball, but it's wide open for the Cougycougs aerial. Lachinio, a great save from the side. He's going to do now his own counter-attack, send it to the middle. Is going to be set up for him, and just off the post, barely a bare miss there by Lachinio. He will be struggling to get back now. It's kind of awkward phase for him right now. Cougycougs on a perfect counter-attack, but Lachinio doing a great job of the ball control to send that ball, and now it seems like we have a neutral state.
Yeah, Lachinio, I mean, you can tell he's getting a little bit fancier now than he was earlier in the game. He's feeling that lead, he's feeling the confidence, and he's trying to put on a show, which is basically what he started to do in the first map. He had set himself up where he would just, go for those high-flying attacks, and then he'd start twisting and rolling, spinning and jumping, and he's kind of started to do that here. And he's going to pile on that 8th goal, and they get a 4-goal lead for himself. And I'm not surprised. He's kind of showing his dominance a little bit by doing those more theatrical moves. He doesn't have to do them, but he wants to show his opponents and the remainder of opponents in this tournament what he's bringing to the table. And so far, if I'm going to be playing Lachinio, I'm probably a little bit worried about my chances of surviving.
Oh, agreed. We have a lot of great competitors in this tournament, and Lachinio, a nice little backup goal there to it's kind of like the X goal there. No really chance Cougycougs kind of catch up now, but like I was saying, we have a lot of good competitors in this tournament. We got Cookser from Flipside, we got Kronovi from Cosmic Aftershock, and all these players have one thing in common, is that their ball control and boost control is honestly above par to a lot of players. So Lachinio will come out with the victory there, 2-0 lead in the best of 5. The question is, can Cougycougs regroup, come back with this with a win, or will we be seeing a quick 3-and-out from the DVG, the Devoid Gaming player Cougy?
I mean, it is interesting. Like, you take a player like Cougycougs and you probably throw him in just a regular 1v1 competitive circuit, and he probably shreds everyone he plays against. It's probably not even close. But then you have a guy like Lachinio, and it's like just a completely different ball game. So it's like almost like I could walk down to the basketball court if I'm some like Canadian or semi-pro basketball player and just destroy all these guys that I would match up against. But if I go and play against LeBron James in a 1v1, all of a sudden he's going to make me feel like a small child because I'll realize how quickly I don't stack up to him. And I'm not saying Cougycougs is a bad player, but what I'm saying is Lachinio is just way above him at this point. Based on what I've seen, his ceiling is much higher. So Cougycougs, I mean, he could come back from it. All it takes is a few mistakes from Lachinio, and we've seen him make some thus far. But with a 2-0 lead and some pretty, I mean, decisive victories, I don't really see that happening. He starts off quickly, a 4-second goal, like almost immediate.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if we're going to set a pattern to this best of 5, it's honestly the quick starts from Lachinio. Last game, Cougycougs managed to get a good response and get that good streak going after the 1-0 down. He managed to get 3 goals back to back to back. But now it seems like these fast goals by Lachinio are honestly proving to be extremely effective in this best of 5 because Cougycougs not able to get the best of these face-off matchups, which, if any veteran 1v1 player knows, is these 1v1 face-off matchups are extremely important because they're able to kind of decide what's going to happen to the next goal. And just like that, it seemed like Cougycougs did a little better on that face-off, was able to get the ball towards the orange side. Nice counterattack. Lachinio trying to get back, but no chance. Cougycougs sends the ball into the goal and evens it up now, 1-1 score. Can we see, question now for all the viewers at home is, will we be seeing another Lachinio goal here, or will we be seeing Cougycougs kind of stepping up and getting the draw? Cougycougs flying right over, and the answer for all the viewers at home is that Lachinio will respond with a nice ball control goal and kind of take the lead 2-1.
Just, I mean, the jukes. You could see he was playing the mind of his opponent. Cougycougs assuming that Lachinio is going to pop it up like he's been doing all game. Instead, he keeps it low to the ground. Cougy jumps over the ball, and then just the light tap to put it back into the goal. It's not even just the high aerial attacks. It's the mental game of playing Rocket League, outplaying your opponent. This is how any 1v1 game works. It's all about playing your opponent. And right now, Lachinio is doing a pretty damn good job. He's going to go for a nice block here on the goal. He's going to set himself up for potentially another one. Oh, but it's going to be returned by Cougy, so ball is going to be pumped out back into the orange zone. Cougy trying to get into position here. A nice center, but a little bit high, and that's going to give Lachinio a perfect opportunity to take care of it. Pretty close play here, but ball bouncing back towards Cougy's end. He does manage to stop that ball in the nick of time, way up off the wall. Cougy's going to go for the aerial. Nice hit.
A great hit.
Great goal from Cougycougs. And finally, the tie score coming here, 2-2. Cougy's showing some moves here with a massive jump off the wall. The aerial hit just barely making it in off the crossbar.
Now that aerial right there is one of the hardest shots to hit in Rocket League. And this is the Cougycougs I saw last Monday. He was high-flying everywhere, all across the map. I believe he scored 12 goals in his first match, which is kind of unbelievable if you think about it. Looks like we may have a connection issue here with Cougycougs and Lachinio. Not exactly sure what's going on, folks. So we're going to go ahead and stand by on this, but I guess we can go ahead and talk about kind of the state of the match right now. That Cougycougs wall aerial was really significant. The fact that it kind of sets Cougycougs back into the right back into the median into the game, so to speak. He's now right tied with Lachinio, and he's able to actually compete now. See if he can send this game into a game 4.
Now, I'm kind of curious what's happening here. Is Cougycougs was flying around? Apparently, according to our producer, his controller is not working.
Okay, so we're going to have to...
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, good sportsman here showing from Lachinio. He's able... he is choosing to actually just, hang out with Cougycougs. So it's fair. Yeah, it's fair sportsmanship, and this is what really esports is about, honestly, if you look at it. One player's struggle is another player's... Sometimes it could be another player's exploit, but not choosing that today, which is obviously a good thing. We might have been forced to do a remake. I'm not sure what our grounds will be. We'll make sure to let you viewers at home know what our next precautions will be in regards to this. But obviously, this is not really something that us as a production team can really predict that would happen.
Yeah, I know that we have rules in place for when this occurs, but to be honest, they're actually I'm kind of blanking. I helped J-Rod kind of comb through everything with the details regarding all of our announcements for this tournament, but I'm having a hard time remembering what the rules were. I'm going to see if I can pull them up now.
Sure, yeah. And I'll go ahead, while you're pulling those up, I'll go ahead and talk about a little bit what's happening here. So, for those watching at home, you've kind of noticed the momentum swing back and forth. Lachinio, though, doing a great job of the ball control. We've been talking about it all night, and it's something that really needs to be admired is the Lachinio ball control of this entire best of 5, honestly. He's been able to dribble this ball down the court, or down the field, excuse me, and he's been able to dribble it right over the heads of Cougycougs, and there's really been no response to it. And honestly, I'm not sure what the response honestly would be unless Cougy would able to step up and stop that ball before it's even lifted over the head. But then the question remains, then it totally actually relies on Lachinio not seeing that and not timing it correctly, which if we know Lachinio, his timing is immaculate when it comes to the dribble and shot over the net. So so that's kind of what Lachinio is doing exceptionally well. I think what Cougycougs, just coming from an outside perspective, is doing extremely well. So he's having pretty good fundamentals here. I think the base of his ability to hit those aerials when he needs to and get those goals when he needs them to kind of even out the match is honestly it's great. And as I'm kind of describing both players, looks like Cougycougs has left the match, so this will be, I believe, looks like, okay, coming from the producer right now, looks like they're gonna have to finish the match on their own time. So we're gonna be moving along with the schedule. We will keep all you viewers informed as to what will happen with this match. Like I said, this is really nothing we can really predict.
Yeah, I mean, our own rules state that in the event of a disconnect, if the match has gone past 3 minutes and 30 seconds, the match will continue to play out until the current game ends. The question is whether or not Lachinio wants that to be the case. He probably wants to give his opponent a fair fight. So my assumption is that Lachinio will let him play. Though he's already at a 2-0 lead. So yeah, my guess is that's what's going to happen. But because of the fact that that match ended, we are going to have to take a quick break, I think, correct? I'm not sure when our next game is going live. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. You might actually know more than me. I came on at the last possible second.
So it looks like our next match will be going on around 8 o'clock Eastern, so it should be here in the next couple minutes. So I would suggest all you viewers stay at home. Stay tuned. We'll have some more great Rocket League coming up, including...
It looks like they're already in the server. I just don't know if we're ready to go live yet. Get some confirmation from my producer. Mr. Producer! Are we ready to go live? We are waiting for players. So... Okay, so we're going to take a very, very short break. I mean, like a minute, as these players get in the server and get connected. We're going to roll some music, and we will be back with more Rocket League content in just a moment. You are watching the $1,500 Rocket League Cup, brought to you by RGN and Azubu.
Are you an esports fan? Prove your knowledge and start winning cash on Alpha Draft Fantasy Esports. This year, we'll pay out over $5 million in prizes to over 50,000 esports fans every single week. To play, first select from hundreds of contests from the hottest esports. Then, choose your team of pros and watch their stats update in real time during games. Right now, we'll match every dollar you deposit up to $250. What are you waiting for? Redeem your deposit bonus and play Alpha Draft now.